The 10 worst wonder weapons in Call of Duty Zombies. If you agree with this list, let me know in the comments and leave a like. If you feel like I've missed one on this list, then please let me know below as well. But in no particular order, we're starting with the Winter's Howl, which is on 5, Varooks, and Classified. As we go through all of the wonder weapons in this video, to me, a wonder weapon is something which no matter when you use it, it is going to be incredible, life-saving, something you can always depend on. But the Winter's Howl is not one of those weapons. Shooting this thing lets off a blizzard of ice that affects the zombies that are in that range, and they begin to freeze and slow down. If zombies are shot again whilst they're slowing down, they will be frozen in ice, and when they're frozen, they will be immediately killed. But if you leave it, then the ice cubes will shatter. There's a massive delay from you shooting it to it affecting the zombies. You need to shoot them more than once, and this thing only does a max of 2,400 damage, which is not great. And for me, a wonder weapon is something which you'll be able to use at any round to save your life, and from round 20 onwards, this becomes so bad at killing zombies. Sometimes you'll need to shoot multiple shots just to freeze the zombies, let alone kill them. And by round 50, it can take up to 2 mags to completely freeze one zombie, making this absolutely useless. There should never be a zombies map where a wonder weapon can't get you to round 50. This is one of them. This is absolute trash. Next weapon on this list is the Annihilator, and I don't know if you'd class this as a wonder weapon, but it is a weapon that is way more powerful than your normal weapons. And to get this, you just get it out the mystery box in Black Ops 3, but in the Giant there was also an Easter egg where you could get it. But out of all of the special weapons that we've ever had in zombies, the Annihilator is up there as the worst. Now here's the reason why. It holds a total of 18 shots and can kill a zombie with one single headshot up to round 24 or 33 if you have double tap. But after that, it's no longer a one-hit kill, and I feel like with a wonder weapon, it should always be a one-hit kill, especially when there's only 18 shots in it. And in comparison to the other special weapons in BO3, like what we have on Gorod Krovi or Zetsubo no Shima, those are one-hit kills forever. This isn't. Now, I get why it's not great because it wasn't natively created for zombies. It was just ported over from multiplayer, but they could have used any of the other specialist weapons from multiplayer in zombies, like the Purifier, for example. Now, we did get that in Black Ops 4 as a special weapon, but it's clear that Treyarch learned from their mistakes of the Annihilator because every special weapon in BO4 is a instant kill forever, which is exactly what the Annihilator should be. If you aren't going for headshots with this thing, it becomes really weak very quickly. And just before we jump into weapon number 3, a quick announcement, which I'm really excited about, but the channel's now sponsored by Sneak Energy. These guys make some absolutely delicious drinks. I'd highly recommend checking them out after this video and use creator code Dalek at checkout. If you've never tried it before, then the starter pack is your 9 different flavors of zero sugar energy and a free shaker. So check it out. You're going to see a lot more Sneak here on the channel. I'd love to see you guys support them. Coming up next on this video is, of course, the jet gun from Transit. And man, what is there to say that hasn't already been said? The one thing it has over any of the other weapons we've mentioned so far is that it actually has an infinite amount of damage. But we all know that you have to build this thing out of 4 parts, which is the most tedious thing ever. It doesn't actually take a weapon slot. It just takes a place of a buildable, and it works by sucking zombies towards the weapon and then giving them in its rotors, and it can even kill zombies that are located behind you, which is really awesome. But this is the first weapon in zombies history which can actually break if you use it too much, and you actually have to build the thing all over again, which is absolutely ridiculous. It also takes a seriously long time for the gun to cool back down for you to be able to use it all the way back from its lowest point of RPM. And for this weapon to kill zombies, you have to charge it all the way to the 40,000 plus RPMs or it won't kill anything. You have to have the weapon out to cool it down. You're very slow when you run around with it. And what's even crazier is if this thing blows up and breaks on you, depending on where the pieces land is where you have to go back to find them again. If any of these parts is ran over by the bus, they disappear completely and won't return to the original location that you found the part, which makes this so stupid as a viable wonder weapon, more so than actually using it as a proper weapon. You can get to high rounds with this weapon, but it's just so tedious and slow and boring to use. It is a chore. And if you're doing the Richtofen inside of the Easter egg, as you've seen from the footage, you have to actually use the gun until it breaks. Who designed that step? It is absolutely stupid. Now, this wouldn't be a worst wonder weapons video if we didn't talk about Vanguard zombies and its first wonder weapon being the shield on Terra Maledicta. Now, by the time you're watching this, Treyarch might have actually updated this to be better, but as it currently stands, this is the worst shield in zombies history. Every other shield we've had wasn't classed as a wonder weapon, but you could have it on your back and it didn't take up one of your weapon slots. This does, and this has the effect of being able to shoot out an attack that destroys a whole horde of zombies, which is great, but you can only use this once every 90 seconds. Who in their right mind is going to want to train up a horde with a shield out in front of them and wait 90 seconds between shooting? It is barbaric. Now, like I said, this has been updated since I started making this video, where they've reduced the cooldown from 90 seconds to 60 seconds. That's still way too long, Treyarch. What is going on here? How this is classed as a wonder weapon is absolutely beyond me. Might go down as one of the worst wonder weapons ever. I don't know. You let me know. Next on this list is the VR11 from Call of the Dead. Now, this thing is a really unique wonder weapon, and in some cases could be a very useful wonder weapon, but in some cases is also completely useless. Now, this weapon, as standard, when you shoot a zombie, it will turn them into a human. That's the main purpose of this weapon. The zombie turns into a human, which is super unique, and then it heads towards the closest body of water and freezes to death. And in some situations, the zombies will also follow that human to the water. Now, this weapon is also good for instantly turning George calm again. But as for that, it does no damage at all when it's Pack-a-Punch. Now, when it's Pack-a-Punch, it becomes the VR11 Lazarus, which shoots red bursts, has a increased max capacity for ammo, and will immediately get rid of George Romero if he's in a body of water. If you shoot a zombie 3 times with the upgraded version, it will make the zombie explode, killing any zombies around it. But in the process, it will also attract George, so you definitely don't want to use this, as you don't have a lot of ammo for it, and it's just going to keep attracting George. Now, when you play in co-op, this is where this weapon becomes pretty interesting. Shooting another player makes zombies completely ignore them, as well as give them a temporary insta-kill. And what's mad is this stacks, so if you were shot for the entire ammo of the weapon, you'd be invincible for a few minutes. So you could shoot your teammate and give them an insta-kill, and they can wipe out hordes of zombies with absolute ease. But in solo, this weapon is pretty useless, as you don't get any of those benefits, aside from getting rid of George Romero. That's why it's on here as one of the worst weapons in zombies history. Next weapon here in this video is going to be the Tundra Gun, which is a wonder weapon featured in Target Totem from Black Ops 4. Now, this is essentially just a heavily modified thunder gun that instead of shooting out a gust of air, it will shoot out cryo-freeze rounds. So upon first glance and hearing that, it's essentially just the thunder gun. So why would this be here as one of the worst weapons? Well, the issue is with the thunder gun, you never ever get any splash damage. You can use this, and no matter what round, you will always be able to save yourself no matter what. But with this weapon, you actually get splash damage, so it hurts you to use this wonder weapon. Now, it's never ideal to have a wonder weapon like this that will inflict a serious amount of damage to you, especially when you're in a really sticky situation where you need to just get out of it. And when you compare it to the thunder gun, which is also on the same map, why on earth would you take this Tundra Gun over the thunder gun? It makes no sense. The only thing that it has going for it that's better than the thunder gun is that it actually has a little bit more ammo, and that was buffed in an update which came a few months after the release of the map. No reason why you wouldn't just use the thunder gun instead of this weapon. Next up in this video is the Iron Fist, or the 1-inch punch, which is in Origins. Now, don't get me wrong, having a melee, which is a one-hit kill until round 19, is pretty awesome. However, by the time you actually get these unlocked, you're probably going to be in the mid to high 10s anyway, where it will no longer be a one-hit kill. But you can upgrade these to the Iron Fists, which I feel are even more pointless than the 1-inch punch. You have to get the Iron Fists in order to complete the Origins Easter egg, which is actually pretty tricky to do when it comes to doing this in the higher rounds, as your punch is no longer going to be a one hit, and this upgrades your punch so it is a one-hit kill until round 36 and has an extra elemental attack based on what staff you're holding at the time of getting the upgrade. Now, it's really cool that Treyarch went through the effort to create this, but realistically, if you get this, you are going to be completing the Easter egg and finishing the game. And on top of that, the punch animation isn't the fastest out of any melee that you could have in the game, so there's a chance that you can die trying to melee zombies using this. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. The next wonder weapon is the Savage Impaler, which is on the map Dead of the Night. Now, if you know about this weapon, you'll know exactly why it's here on this list. It is basically an NX Shadow Claw, which is essentially just a standard crossbow, and the steps to get this are pretty inconvenient. There is a lot you have to do in order to get this, and when you do, it is just pretty useless. The only thing that's good about this wonder weapon is that it's very effective against Nosferatus and the Crimson Nosferatus. You can also kill normal zombies with it, and just a few shots in the head will take out zombies even into the higher rounds, and it does have a lot of ammunition. But when you compare this to the Alistair's Folly and how powerful that thing is, you're never going to choose this over it. Even with the added benefits of being able to take out the vampires a lot easier, it's just really not that good of a wonder weapon. The second to last weapon here is going to be the Nunchucks inside of Shaolin Shuffle Infinite Warfare. Now, these are pretty decent, but are only a one-hit kill until the mid-10s. Now, these can be pack-a-punched twice. First into the Shino Tozaki, and then the Kitsune, which will increase the damage further, creating purple explosions, killing additional zombies nearby, and also healing you to full health if damaged. And this is a one hit until round 35. And honestly, those benefits are pretty good, but then you compare it to what you have instant access to within the map after completing the Easter egg, which is the Katana. Now, when the Katana is fully pack-a-punched, it is a one hit until round 43, with the first and second upgrades dealing infinite damage from their shots. So in comparison to the Nunchucks, there's no reason why you would pick it over the Katana, especially when it can kill multiple enemies with one single swing. So whilst the Nunchucks certainly aren't bad, they just cannot compete at all when you compare it to a Katana of that strength. And finally, the last wonder weapon in this video is going to be the Spider Bait on Zetsubou no Shima, which puts you into a cocoon and allows you to control a spider for a limited amount of time. Now, when you're in the spider form, you can of course shoot spider webs at zombies, but this does literally no damage to anything. You're of course invincible whilst you're in this spider, but you can't really do any damage to any zombies, and technically this is classed as a wonder weapon. All things considered, this is a fantastically cool Easter egg and a very cool wonder weapon at that, but it's just the fact that you can't actually kill anything when you're using this. So end of the day, it is just a novelty wonder weapon rather than it being a wonder weapon that would have some use. That's the 10 worst wonder weapons in zombies history. There's another video on your screen right now. Click it for another awesome zombies video.